Hello, my name is Katie and welcome to my shed. It is Father's Day for those in England and the UK, for those of you that celebrate and are lucky enough to celebrate it. Happy Father's Day. I'm lucky that my husband, his idea of a great Father's Day is chilling on the sofa playing video games. So that's what he's doing, and it means I get to come in my shed, so rather than do other things. Yeah, so lucky me. It's almost like having Mother's Day. I was at work on Mother's Day, I don't know if you remember, so this is like a bonus day for me. Anyway, I am going to start the day by doing a little bit of swatching, and I thought I'd do this one because a friend of mine who attended our workshop yesterday, she was looking at buying some watercolours, and I thought, you know what, I've got sets that I never use because I don't like doing watercolours firstly, and I don't know, I just don't use them. They're sort of beginner sets that have been sat in my drawers since GCSEs, so how many years might that be? Have a guess. I mean, it must be, how old are you when did GCSEs? 16? So like 30 years, so about 30 years old, these paints. Anyway, they've been sitting in a drawer, I haven't used them, so I thought I would quickly swatch them and then see if Emma wants them. Hello Emma, if you're watching, you're probably not. So I've got two sets that I was going to swatch. One set I've had and I've never used, and this one I've used but barely. So this is, look at that, hardly used. It's a Daler Rowney sort of beginners plein air little set. So I'm going to do that one first, and then I've got this one, which I've obviously got it free from a magazine or something, but the paints inside are, I can get one out. I realise I don't think you'll see it, but they're Winsor and Newton, you can see underneath. So, and this has never been used, brand new. So I thought I would quickly swatch them out and see which one she would like. So let's do it. Okay, so we'll start with the Daler Rowney ones. I don't know what they are, what colours they are, because I can't get the pans out at the moment. Now I've wet them, so I'll have to write the names out afterwards. We'll have a little guess. I've just given them a spray with some water. I might give them another spray. It's really toasty today, and everything is going to dry out really quickly. But let's draw this up and then we'll write the colours in afterwards. So I've just been on the internet. I reckon it might be the Aquafine set. I've got another one of those, which has been used a bit more. Can't even open it though. So well used, I can't open it. Clearly, there we go. That one's been trashed. So that's a bigger set. Oh dear, I've broken that. So I think it might be that, but looking at the sets that you can get now on online, the configuration is slightly different, so I'm not exactly sure what colours are where. So I'm going to swatch them out and then I'll try and work out what the colours are. That's exciting, isn't it? Maybe I need a better brush. This is an acrylic brush. Let me swap it out for a watercolour one. Oh. Not you. Okay. And I'll probably put you on speed time lapse because I would imagine you need to watch this. it started pouring down. I use a slightly bigger sketchbook for this one. So these are both the sea white ones, which I think are good enough for this sort of thing. They don't always hold the watercolour that well, but okay. I'm going to take these out so I can get the actual colours and rather than guessing. I'll look these up, but you don't need to watch. Well, I can't count, so you've got a bonus one over here. One day I'll learn how to count, but that day is not today. Let's just draw this up so beautifully and skillfully. Can't spell or count apparently today. Right, let's have a look at these. Just found another bashed up one in my drawer. This one I've used. It's a Winsor and Newton Cotman set, but clearly bashed up. I might, I'm not sure I'll ever be able to salvage it if I've got all glitter in it. It's just been in a box for a long while. Let's have a closer look, but I think well, these ones are the Winsor Newtons. They're Cotmans as well, I think. But, you know, they're not amazing quality. But it's a nice range of colours. And I need to have a rummage and see if I've got any old brushes. I mean, all my brushes are old, aren't they? Right. Shall I bother swatching out the others and cleaning them up or not? So that's those two. Is this salvageable? Probably is, but not on camera. I don't suppose you'll want to watch me try and de-glitterer. Actually, I feel like the glitter is there forever. I feel like this might even be the same colours. Oh no, there's this one in here that we haven't got. Never going to get them out, am I? Never. Oh, okay, maybe I am. Bad life choices. Sorry, I just haven't pulled it apart. This might be the way to do it though. At least I can give it a good clean. Sad, isn't it? No, that's not coming off. There we go. Right, let's do this off camera. Okay, I've got them all out. They are absolutely disgusting. But let's see if I can salvage it. Wish me luck. Ta-da! That probably took way longer than was worth it for something that I don't use very often. I'm just going to see if I can scrape some of this off, but yeah, I get some of that off. I think I've managed to get all of the glitter out of the paints at least. I think this is acrylic ink. I clearly have been trying, because that is as well. That's stained. Oh, that noise is making me feel a bit sick. I have to stop that. Yeah, can't do that anymore. That's horrible. There we go, we've got it back and working. So my little Winsor and Newton Cotman set doesn't look so hideous. I mean, it's still a bit bashed up, but perfectly usable. Right, let's do some work. Hello, it's Thursday now, so I've been at work. This has dried out thoroughly since we cleaned it, and I want to swatch them. So let's draw it up and we'll swatch these. So yes, we're going to swatch them out, and then I can compare them to the other Winsor and Newton Cotman set, and we'll just see if we've got the same colours. I think there might be a few that are different. I'll draw it out and we'll swatch them. Well, I was hoping with these Winsor Newtons that I might be able to fit them all in here, that with if I took out the duplicates, but actually I've got more colours than I can fit in. I'm not sure if I might be able to pop some in here into these pans, like if they'd fit 4 in, that might work. Interestingly, so they're all Winsor Newton, but some of the colours, like the yellow ochre here and the yellow ochre here, this one is much more pigmented than that one, and I don't know if it's just because this one came from the small set that had been used quite a few times, so it's a bit mushier and I picked more pigment up because of that, and this one needs a little bit more playing with. But actually I feel like I could make quite a nice plein air set with these colours, and I won't need to be precious about them because they're ones that have sat in a drawer for, you know, 30 years, probably about 15 for that one. But so what I might do is either just make a decision about which ones I want in my set and move 2 from this set over to here, or I could just take 2 sets out with me. I mean, they don't take up a lot of space, do they, between them? I feel like I want to keep my kit quite small. And obviously I was planning on not using these ones, but they are good enough, I think, for sketching and playing with. So yeah, I don't think I will get rid of them. I've given the Daler Rowney set to Emma because I knew that I had 2 Winsor Newtons. What I wanted to do is to do this and steal one set to fill the other pan, if that makes sense, just because I know they'll go together. So that is the reason I went with giving her the Daler Rowneys. Before I tidy up, I was just looking through the kit that Lou and I bought from our friend, and I found 2 more colours that I don't have, so I'm going to quickly swatch those out. It's the Winsor Newton Turquoise. These are both Cotmans as well, and also the Rose Madder. So I'm gonna, I think that's the hue actually, yeah, Rose Madder hue. So I'm gonna try both of those. I have found a Davies Grey Professional watercolour, but I won't do that because I want to keep all the Cotmans together. Let me just give these a spray. Okay, see if these are wet enough. They might just need a few more minutes to soak, but let's see. Oh, that is a lovely colour. Well, I like that. Like this one too. I feel like it needs to soak a little bit to pick up a bit better. Okay. Okay, let's have a little look. First of all, we'll look at the Daler Rowney, just because I'm not doing a comparison with those ones so much. But these were the Daler Rowneys. I think the colours all came out quite nicely. They are more muted, I think, than the Winsor Newtons, but I think it's a really nice colour set, and for a beginner palette, I think it's quite nice. And then we've got the Winsor Newtons. This was the small set that I had, and then the two extra ones, and this was the bigger set I had. Actually, I think they've got a very similar number of pans in actually, but it's just a smaller box. Overall, I think they're a nice colour set. I like the addition of the rose madder and the turquoise. The rose madder is not that different to an alizarin crimson, not on here anyway. If you compare those two. Overall, I'm quite pleased with them. I'm definitely going to use them for a little plein air kit for myself. I do want to do a video rearranging my set, because I do take too much stuff out with me, and I think that is a bit of a hindrance. It sort of puts me off going. So that'll be a separate video. However, with regards to these sets, with these sort of the Cotman and the Aquafine sort of beginners watercolour sets, I think all of them are good enough. I think personal preference, I quite like the vibrancy of the Winsor Newton, but that's because I like garish bright colours. I don't think they will ever, I don't think I prefer them to the roses or the or the Van Gogh ones. I quite like Van Gogh ones too for the vibrancy. I'll link that video. I'm looking over there because that's where they're up on the wall. Let me show you. Yes, this is where I've got them swatched out and up on the wall. And I do think I prefer those colour sets to these ones. So I think personally I prefer the Rosa Gallery set to this set. I'm going to have a little look and compare the price points, and I'll pop that in on here, because if these are a lot cheaper, then I would go with these as a beginner set. If there's not a lot in it, I'd probably prefer the Rosa Gallery ones. So it'd be quite interesting to have a little look at the price points. So I'll do that now. Okay, I've just had a look on Jackson's, because they're usually reasonable and have a good selection. They have got a sale on at the moment, so the prices might change, but the Daler Rowney, a set of 12 of the Aquafines, is about £12. 12 of the Winsor and Newton Cotmans are about 14, and then the Rosa for a set of 12 is 23, so that is quite a big price difference, I think. I think at the price point, Daler Rowney work out at about a pound for a half pan in one of those sets, whereas the Winsor Newton are about £1.20 for maybe a bit less for a half pan. Looking at these swatches, I think the Winsor Newton are probably a little bit more pigmented than the Daler Rowney. But for a beginner, I don't think there's enough in it to worry. So my advice would be buy one at a price point that you're comfortable with, and just play with those, because you can always expand on it if you want to. I certainly am quite quick to go and buy more things, but I think now looking at what I've got, I probably could have been playing with watercolour for a while, longer than I have. I've only really, as you know, been doing it for the last few months, so yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. Let me know, do you use either of these sets? Do you use the Cotman or the Aquafine? And if so, do you have a preference? Or have you got other watercolours that are a similar price point that you use? From my point of view, I want to be able to recommend things to beginners, people that might be coming to our workshops, and I know I'm in quite a privileged place in that we've got all of my friends' old watercolours. So I've got a lot of Rosas, I've got a lot of Daniel Smiths, professional artist level Winsor and Newton, so I'm lucky that I can practice and play with those, but not everyone will be in that position. So I do want to be able to recommend something that's a little bit more affordable to beginners. So let me know what you would recommend. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day or week, and I will see you soon. Bye.